Alright, we're going to show you how to undo the 2-speed gearbox. The first thing Ben's already done is undone from the 2 tie rods, and now he'll show you what needs to be done. Right, first of all is a 3-piece gearbox, and Ben's going to cut along the lining to loosen the sticker. Alright, so he just cuts through there. Now you have 6 bolts. These 4 bolts can come off very quickly, but you must leave these 2 bolts in till last and do not touch them. So Ben will now take the 4 bolts off. He'll just take them off quick. This is a spring-loaded gearbox. That's why we're keeping these 2 screws in place. When Ben does get to the end, the housing is the only thing you turn. You do not turn any of the gearbox, it's just the housing. Alright, that's the 4 out. Now, Ben will undo these 2 screws. He'll do a bit at a time. If he does one without doing the other, this one will just jack up and the springs can bend. So he must evenly unscrew them. Just give it a couple of turns each, go back to the other one, and already you can see from the housing there how it's starting to come apart. Back to the other one again, and just gradually it'll lift up. Alright, there's 1 out, there's 2 out. Now, we're just going to show you this here. See how it's all lined up there? That's how you start it, and after you turned it, that's how it'll be. So you must remember, that must always stay in place. Now, Ben's going to undo the casing. You might just need a bit of a tap through the grease holding it. You don't move any of this. Just this housing is to be taken off. You might need someone to give him a hand to hold it. Right, now that stays in place there. It's very important. So that's the only thing that turns. That's the only thing. The casing is the one that turns. All this, and you do not take this off under any circumstances. Now you just realign it to where you want. Ben will put it in a position wherever he wants. Just goes back on. Now always remember, this must be lined up. Ben will put 1 screw in first and only has to just get it in. He's just tightened that with his finger, and then the opposite side. He's just got a grip on it. Now he'll do the other 4. He will not be tightening it up whatsoever. Now Ben will just gradually tighten the screws up, just a bit of a turn each. Not too much each, he's just going a bit at a time. Now he's just working the ones across each other. Oh, now you'll do up the other 4. So that is the simplest way to turn in your gearbox. And just remembering, you start off with it lined up together, you finish with it lined up together. Now let's just go through a couple of steps. If this cog here comes out, and when you pull the gearbox off, make sure that the big end, that's the simplest term, the big end is the one that's sitting up, right? No problem, that's it.